Welcome to Good Boys Gone Bland, Season 6, Episode 3, Princess Diaries.
That's what I thought when you said you're going to start us. I'm sorry. All I could think of was a lawnmower.
We need more Foley work on the show. That's the podcast motor starting, and now that it's started, I'm your co-host Denali.
I'm your co-host Ryan. I don't have a lawnmower or like lawn care related bit, but
just give us a motor starting.
That really threw me off.
Something for the Foley.
Oh man, a weed whacker.
Yeah, do a weed whacker.
Bzzz.
Is that all? Is that your best weed whacker? Bzzz. Yeah, we'll roll with it. Yeah, I'll add some stuff in post to make it sound thicker.
Weed whackers are scary.
They're the worst.
Oh man, I've used a lot of weed whackers.
Do you got?
And what's your name, third host?
I am your co-host Jace. And
I should not be going second.
I revved up the engine.
I should not be under any circumstances be going second because I am a complete train wreck of a human being and of a podcast host.
When people look at this episode, because this is kind of a high-profile movie, and some people might be listening for the first time for this episode, and they'll see that we have like 60-plus episodes, and they'll listen to this intro, and they'll be like, what were they like before this?
The same.
If this is the same. Where it's like, how could you have no improvement across the year?
I don't want to just sit there and, I'm already envious sometimes that you get to say, hello, welcome to GBJBs every time.
Oh,
and then, if we just said, it's me, your co-host, Jace, Denali, Ryan, I'd be like, I'm going to delete the whole host site.
We have one of the most democratic podcasts, I think out there.
I completely disagree, but go ahead.
We have a functional democracy. We do a voting system every season for State of the Podcast, and we do a semi-democratic system to pick our movies. And are you guys thinking we should move to a monarchy system? I mean, should we?
I mean, that's sort of what we're doing right now this season with one person gets to pick the movie and there's no vetoes. We have
a rotating monarchy, and this movie has me thinking about
we're
systems.
An autonomous collective.
This movie has me thinking about different systems of podcasting. Maybe.
I get it. I finally get the bit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe maybe one of us can be elected as like the imperator of the podcast, or the king or whatever.
I'll be the security guard.
Yeah,
because then I get the boy.
What is it called? Sergeant of Arms.
What?
It's called the Sergeant of Arms.
Oh,
I think that's the Dire Straits song.
No,
Jason,
it's an actual thing. I think there's an actual person like in the U.S. Congress who's like the Sergeant of Arms, and he gets like a cane sword or something.
Cane sword?
I believe it's some sort of like old-fashioned weapon, like an old-timey defense thing, like a cane sword.
Can you reframe that in relation to Genovia? Because I don't know shit about the U.S.
Oh, it's kind of like the Joe guy.
Yeah, security guard.
Absolute.
I was just saying, if we shift to a monarchy system, and let's say hypothetically, Jace, you were the monarch for the episode, what would your first decree be? What changes would you make to the podcast? Maybe you can take a crack at the intro. How would you introduce the podcast?
Oh no, that's too much pressure. I don't actually want it.
Yeah. Oh, you want to be maybe like the figurehead.
So I would,
or the person behind the figurehead. Yeah.
My first decree would be that you continue to do the intro.
You'd have to. Well, you don't want the power, Jace.
I don't know. Have you heard me do the outro? I have to read what our signatures are at multiple websites.
Hey, listen, you think this is easy? Doing the intro every time? I gotta remember. I'm always like, welcome to Bad Boys Gone Bland. No, God, it takes multiple takes. People don't see what it's like behind the scenes. Well, Ryan, what would you do? What would you do if you're king of the podcast?
I think that only one of us would watch the movie, and the audience would have to guess who.
Oh, so it's like a bluff thing where two of us would pretend that we watched the movie.
Yes.
And
the third person would also pretend that they had watched, you can't just be like, I know what the actual plot is. The plot is actually this, because then the audience would know what it is.
Right.
Like, we would just do a normal podcast, and we'd start talking about the movie, and we'd be like, yeah, my favorite character was this person, and yada, 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 yada. And yeah.
Oh, nice. But the twist would be none of them had actually seen the movie, and we're all just trying to bluff each other.
Spoilers, dude. Jesus.
I mean, maybe we can change up the intro. We can be like, "Good Zooks, welcome to Good Boys Gone Bland Rooney." You know, there's different ways we can flavor the.
It's almost
the podcast,
exactly the same, but you added Zooks and Uni.
Zaboonie.
I know, but I was just trying to add some flavor into the intro.
We're waiting 60 episodes to think about whether or not our intro needs flavor.
I mean, people now identify with "Hello, welcome to Good Boys Gone Bland," but maybe we can change it to "What's up?"
Hello. This is now I think it's a mukbang podcast where we just eat in your ears.
Good Boys Gone Bland, as in the flavor. And we'll
a cooking
podcast? That would be pretty good. Oh, Denali.
Yeah. So we'll have a snack podcast, and people will hear us eating.
Pretty popular videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like it's for the watching part, because there are people who have like a violent reaction to hearing other people eat. I know Amber's, is one of them. She can't like deal. Some people like it though for like the ASMR thing. Like they have a full meridian response, if you pardon my French, when they hear someone eating and smacking them.
I've heard that I'm a loud eater.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I think it's very believable.
I believe that.
If I had to elect the loudest eater out of the three of us, I think it's Ryan. And I think you've eaten on the show.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like, because sometimes I'll eat in bed, and I'll wake Julie up like with my bed bagels.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, your bed
bagels. But also like if I eat hot food like ramen or something that's really hot, because I eat ramen on lunch almost every single day. And I go, and slurp the noodles.
Slurp it. Yeah, you gotta.
And then I read an advice column the other day, and it was like, this woman was writing into the New York Times. She's like, my husband slurps his noodles, and he's white. And he says it's fine, but I think it's not fine. And the advice column was like, no, that's totally not fine. And I'm like, what the they're hot noodles. That's the only way to eat them. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to like make fun of an entire culture or people, but like, sometimes I just want to eat some hot noodles.
I don't slurp. I just deal with the temperature, and that's how you're hard.
You're saying you're eating ramen, okay? It is actual. It is factual. It is a thing. If you go to a ramen shop, you're supposed to eat your noodles within the 5 minutes of getting them.
It's supposed to be hot.
You have to
hot. That's like the whole idea. Like,
otherwise, they're gonna overcook. Yeah. You got to slurp that shit.
They got to earn the slurps from me. Well, anyways, this is our Princess
the podcast
Diaries.
About Princess Diaries, the movie.
This is the ramen podcast. But yeah, this is our Princess Diaries episodes. I've been looking forward to this since the dawn of our Anne Hathaway season. Because this is
3 weeks ago.
This is 3 weeks ago, and this is the dawn of Anne Hathaway's career. Her first feature movie debut. And with that, I've prepared a little questionnaire just to see where your guys' heads. This is a short one, okay? This is a short one.
Is there a winner?
There is going to be a winner.
Oh, God, okay.
There is going to be a winner to this. I hope you guys brought your game brains, as they say.
No.
With Anne Hathaway, there is not as much trivia out there. I scoured.
That's good, because she's not like one of those celebrities that's like in your face about in Super Bowl commercials and stuff.
She is surprisingly normal. But there's not a lot of crazy, wacky Anne Hathaway trivia like Keanu Reeves. I think she's just a regular, well-adjusted person. But I do have some trivia.
Are you telling me that middle-aged white men aren't obsessed with her enough to the point where there would be forums of trivia online?
That's kind of the funny thing about it. Other people have to write the trivia, yeah.
So if I may, I do have a Hathaway quiz to discern your guys' Hathaway knowledge. Have you guys done any homework on our subject thus far, or are you guys just kind of going with the flow this season?
Yeah, absolutely not. Like,
excellent. Okay.
With Keanu and Matthew McConaughey and Ben Affleck and dogs, of course. I kind of knew a bit about them before going into the season.
You knew about dogs.
I don't know. Yeah, I knew about dogs. I don't know anything about Anne Hathaway. I don't think I know what country she's from. Is she American?
Yes, she is American. So, and I just wanted to start us off with an easy question. So, previously with our Keanu Reeves season, we've gone through many iterations of quiz showdowns. Do you guys remember the tally at this point? I think Ryan has a one game lead at this point.
He might be ahead 2.
2 games? I think it's like that sounds right to me. 2 games. Ryan's in the lead. This will be weighted the same as any game we've ever played. This will be multiple choice, and we will alternate between the two. And of course, the judges may arbitrarily include different weighted point averages, and you each get a phone a friend, and then an audience poll as well.
Oh, we each get a phone a friend.
Yeah, you guys all get a phone a friend. First question. To whom was Anne Hathaway named after? A. Anne Hathaway, co-founder of billion-dollar hedge fund Berkshire Hathaway. B. Anne Hathaway, wife of William Shakespeare. C. Anne Hathaway, the starring character in the 1966 drama Trouble at the Barnyard. Or D. Anne Hathaway, the first female prime minister of Canada. I'll let Ryan answer this one first.
Well, Shakespeare's wife actually was named Anne Hathaway. So I don't know if she was named after that person, like if there's like another Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I'll guess that one. B, I guess.
It's a common name. All right, B. Jace, what's
it's
your
what's common name?
I've met many Anne Hathaways.
I want to go with C.
Very well. The correct answer is B. Wife of William Shakespeare. She was named after him, and Trouble at the Barnyard was a movie I made up.
Ryan. I know Shakespeare.
Ryan gave you a hint. He threw you a rope there. Ryan does have 1 point. He has a slight lead. Question 2. Anne has had several Oscar noms, but for which movie did she win Best Supporting Actress? Okay. Does anyone want to double or nothing on this? Can you just guess off the top of your head?
Les Mis?
Is that your answer?
Sure. There's only one I know.
Jace, you want to double or nothing? Or you want to hear the answers?
Fuck. That's probably right. Otherwise, I'd guess Interstellar. But
you can guess the same answers, Ryan, if you want to make a strategic play.
Double or nothing. Interstellar.
You want to double or nothing? Interstellar.
I'll go down 3 points. I don't care. I'm a second half player.
Okay. The correct answer is Les Mis.
She did win. He's cheating. You can see his eyes reading the screen.
She did win Best Supporting for Les Mis. The other answers were Interstellar, Devil Wears Prada, Rachel Getting Married, and Brokeback Mountain. No noms for Dr. Brand, Interstellar. I thought that was a pretty good performance, though.
It wasn't.
I thought it was a good performance. I liked her, though.
How long do you have to be in a movie to get a nom for Best Supporting Actor?
That's like a legit question, right? Because I think Meryl Streep has gotten a couple controversial nominations.
Well, Anthony Hopkins, too. Was it Silence of the Lambs? I think he only had like a few minutes of screen time. It was like totally. 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you remember him throughout the whole movie, but he was like barely in it. Okay. Question 3. There's only 5 questions on this one, guys.
Oh, God. Right? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, this is a truncated quiz, and just to spice things up,
Get
okay?
Bent, nerd.
These are worth 3 points each.
Oh, what the fuck?
These are worth 3 points. You guys agreed to the rules that the judges can affect the weights of each question.
So they want to do.
Ryan has 3 points. Jace has 0 points. Jace is still technically in this, but Ryan has a massive lead. I won't lie. Okay. Anne Hathaway doesn't prefer to be called Anne in real life, stating that it's too formal. Her close friends and associates actually call her which of the following?
Can I double or nothing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Annie.
Okay.
Fuck, I was gonna.
You could answer the same as Ryan, Jace. Like,
yeah,
you
but
can
then
just
I
deny
can't
Ryan a lead. Yeah.
So I can deny him a lead. So you're saying that he's correct already?
I'm just saying that's a legit strategy.
But I'm not gonna get any points if I double or nothing.
You can also wait to hear the. You can wait here.
I'll wait.
Okay. All right. A.
Probably Andy.
The Ann Man. B.
Yeah.
B. Andy. C. Annie. D. Jackie. Her middle name's Jacqueline. Or E. Hat. Jace, what's your answer?
Annie.
Okay. The correct answer is Annie. I believe Ryan gets the double or nothing. Ryan has 9 points. Jace has 3 points.
I'm on the board.
Well,
I told you
you're on the board.
gonna-
You got points on the board.
I'm going to chalk this one up to my good friend, Denali Cagle, who told me this about 3 weeks ago.
I told you that she prefers to be called Annie. I feel like,
It's recorded.
It's recorded.
I'm like 90%.
I'm going to have to go back. When I read this, I was like, dang, that's kind of funny. And then she even said in an interview where she was like, I wish I didn't call myself Anne with my first, like, you know, Screenwriters Guild paperwork, because I just wrote it as my legal name, and now everyone calls me Anne, and it's like super fucking weird. It's like everyone called you the first name, like your full name, like Ryonical, like your full name, Ryan, and then
my whole name is
Jacitron, like Ryonical and Jacitron. Question 4. This one's worth 15 points. All right. So, excuse me. Anne Hathaway has also won a Primetime Emmy Award for which of the following television shows? Okay, Emmys are a big award. They do them every year, and it's a prestigious award in television.
We know what the Emmys
I'm just explaining to the audience who may not know what Emmys are.
They're watching a podcast about movies.
Yeah, but TV. Not everyone doesn't a lot of crossover. Okay, I'm just gonna say them. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say them. A.
You don't want me earning 30 points.
Saturday Night Live. As the host, she's hosted like 3 times. One in 2008 with The Killers. That's probably a lit show. B. Elmo's Christmas Countdown as herself. C. Modern Love as Lexi. D. The Simpsons as Princess Penelope. Or E. Family Guy as Mother Maggie. She's had like 4 Family Guy appearances and like 3 Simpsons appearances, different characters. What are you guys feeling? I'm gonna let Jason answer this first.
I think the answers make it more confusing to me because I have no idea how many TV show episodes you have to be in to get nominated for an Emmy.
Like,
you're like,
they hand Emmys out for Saturday Night Live.
She's been an SNL host 3 times. It's like,
listen, people get nommed for SNL all the time, and you only need to show up in a single episode sometimes.
Really?
Guest stars get nominated and win all the time.
Fuck.
You ever watch the Emmys?
I'm gonna go with A.
Saturday Night Live. You think she won as the host?
God,
I think she might.
Answer.
I think she might have sung. She might have belted out some vocals.
I think
it might have been crazy.
Yeah, post Les Mis or something. Yeah, they probably did some funny like Diner Lobster skit or something. I might have to go with Modern Love. I don't even know what that is, but like that sounds like something that would eat it up at the Emmys.
Yeah,
it's kind of a buzzy show. Yeah, and just as a part of like the Les Mis thing, she actually does have a charting single from Les Mis. I think it charted like 37 in the U.S. From the soundtrack. But the correct answer is actually The Simpsons. D as Princess Penelope. She played Krusty's counterpart and later get married. Seemed like a good episode. I don't know.
I don't understand how TV show nominations work, and
I think you just do a good job.
Just give them out to literally everybody. Like,
whoa,
if you're an A-lister,
on,
if you're an A-lister and you get put on a TV show, you're gonna win an award, right? Like
literally, voice acting is the shit stain on the community of like. You're like, if you're a voice actor, you're like, they're like, we're gonna pay you like $12. And she goes on The Simpsons one time in an episode, and they're like, Emmy.
Gets an Emmy.
And she didn't write her jokes. Like it's not like she's like up there.
Well,
freestyling.
They don't write their scripts either, and people win Oscars all the time.
Yeah, but there's a little more physical acting in that.
Let me tell you this. Have you guys seen the episode?
No. Absolutely not, or we would probably have known the answer to this question.
You might change your tune if you saw the episode. All right, question 5 is the final question. This is going to be worth 100 points. All right?
Let's keep it.
All right, fine. Negotiate down 50 points. Compromise. Question 5.
How many points do I have? I have 9 points.
You do have 9 points, Ryan. But if you get
Can we make it worth 10 points?
Okay, fine. We'll make it worth 10 points if that helps. All right.
Why not 60 points?
Okay, between 60
you're
and 10.
You're a hard negotiator. I will give you that.
35 points for this one, okay?
Ooh.
Everyone's happy.
That's not halfway between.
Okay, question 5. Although acting has been her calling since early on in her childhood, what profession has she said she would pursue if not acting? What was I doing when I typed this? Dear God, that was a mess of a sentence. Okay. What job would she have if not acting? You guys want to double down? Are you double or nothing, Jace? I see those fingers a twiddling.
I'm gonna double down.
Okay,
and I'm gonna say
you would win if you just picked the right answer.
Once she wanted to. Oh yeah, wait.
He wants the margin. He wants the margin, Ryan. He wants the legacy win.
What if it's just so
Fall Out Boy?
Ooh, okay.
Basis for Fall Out Boy. She almost beat Pete Wentz.
She wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what her relationship with her father. Okay, I know what her father's profession was and what her grandfather's profession was.
What? That's so random.
I was gonna guess one of those two things, but that doesn't really seem that smart anymore in the double or nothing question.
You can back out of the double or nothing. You don't have to do this, Jace.
Okay. I'll back out.
Ryan, do you want to try for this?
Pass.
Okay, here we go. Final question. What would she do if not act? A, novelist. B,
Why'd you say that like that?
like what? B, teacher. C, martial arts instructor. D, EDM DJ. Or E, politician.
Wow, fuck. I was going to be so off base.
I was going to say dog walk.
As her career, I mean, okay, that's legitimate. But I don't think that's like, her main. How far can you go up? Yeah, it's pretty far. I think people make a lot of money off dog walk.
Can you say those again?
Okay. Novelist, teacher, martial arts instructor, EDM DJ, or politician. One of these she has actually said in an interview.
That's not how you said it the first time. So were
let's not get
were
caught.
those new answers?
I was doing
So wait, novelist.
Yes.
Teacher.
A novelist teacher, a martial arts instructor.
DJ.
EDM DJ politician.
Wow, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick. We've never had a president we've never had a president that was an EDM DJ.
I mean, Obama has a really poppin' playlist, dude.
It's so good, but I don't think he's ever DJ'd a party.
Yeah.
Which isn't that fucked up? Like,
we don't know what happens in the White House. He might be like,
I would have at least said it in the campaign. Anyways, what do you guys think? Ryan, you go first. What's your answer?
I gotta go with novelist.
Yeah.
That's a weird way of saying that instead of saying author. So I feel like you probably would have said author.
Jace?
Her dad was a lawyer. Her mom was an actor. And I think maybe she just didn't like either of those things. And I'm going to say teacher because she seems like maybe the type of person, based on the roles that she's played, where she would want to continue to help people. I don't fucking know. My second guess would have been martial artist. So,
alrighty. Well, the correct answer is B, teacher.
Suck my dick! Yes! I told you I was a second half winner. I'm sorry.
Jace, a gracious winner as usual, has cinched this victory with a pretty respectable 38-9 win. A bit of a blowout by any measure. Ryan, a solid performance, however, very respectable.
Ryan gets two double or nothings right and a question right, and he loses to me, who guesses the same answer as him as multiple choice and gets lucky.
Okay,
that, folks, is why we want to eat the rich.
Exactly. And this in this competition, Jace, you win the grand prize. Ryan, you get judge's choice because you made a good showing this time. So both of you walk away with something, and everyone's psyched for this. And join us next time for our next quiz. But yeah, guys, I mean, do y'all want to get into the movie?
Yes, please.
It's Princess Diaries.
Yes, please.
Movie.
Should have called it Princess Diary. There was only one in the movie.
Yeah, I was confused about that too, right? And it's not a princess diary. It's a prince diary.
Oh, because she's reading her dad's? Wait, do we think it's Princess Diary or is it Prince's Diary? Let me look it up real quick.
You think whoever wrote the movie
you put an extra S on the end?
Call?
Oh, Prince's Diary, because it's about her dad's diary. Yeah. It is based on a book. So who knows? Who knows what happens in the book? Maybe she did have a diary in the book, and the book's from her diary perspective. I don't know. I've never read it.
Maybe
first
the
watch
book is her diary.
Oh.
Yeah. First watch for all of you? Are we all first watches?
Man, definitely saw portions of it on the Disney Channel, but I mean, to be clear, we are reviewing a G-rated movie from...
Is it G-rated?
2001, yeah.
First since the dog season.
Oh wait,
I know, this is a G movie.
Wow.
All right, I'm just gonna get into the synopsis so we can talk about this gosh darn movie. Princess Diaries 2001 stars the great Anne Hathaway as Mia Thermopolis, a 15-year-old outcast nobody living in San Francisco with her eccentric artist single mother, Helen, played by Carolyn Goodall. Mia is one day visited by her long-lost paternal grandmother, played by Dame Julie Andrews, and is informed that she is the heir apparent for the throne of the fictional country of Genovia. Hijinks ensue, and Mia is faced with a choice. Be a regular teenager, or take on the mantle as the princess of Genovia. This movie was a pretty big, unexpected success.
Did you write that out?
I wrote that. I write all my synopses.
Oh.
Wow,
I
unexpected
sound like shit when I do mine.
Thank you, Ryan. I mean, I try. I try to make this nice and succinct. This movie was a runaway success, especially for a G-rated movie.
Yeah.
This one, they did not expect this to do very well. I like doing a little box office thing here too. I mean, this thing made $165 million
Cha-ching!
off of a $26 million budget. That is insane for a G movie. And I think this cemented as Anne Hathaway as like a box office draw. But I was looking at the box office that weekend, August 3rd, 2001. Some of us might have been in the theaters during that time. This debuted as number 3 for that weekend. Can you guys guess what was number 1 that weekend?
What, August 3rd, 2001?
August 3rd, 2001. Just think about where you were during this year.
It might be like Lord of the Rings or something.
You're close. So let me give you a hint.
Straw Wars.
Straw Wars. It's true.
I mean Star Wars.
This is a sequel to a very big hit. This is a buddy cop comedy.
Lethal Weapon 2.
The movie with Jackie Chan, Rush Hour 2.
That's right. Rush Hour 2. Wow. Jason, get another win.
I'm killing him even more. We're not even in the quiz section. Don't you challenge me.
All right. Number 2, right below Rush Hour 2.
Sorry.
This one is in its second week now. All right. This is a reboot of a huge franchise that came out. I'm talking huge. A reboot starring someone who gets mistaken for Matt Damon all the time.
He said star, so it's got to have star in the name. Star.
Max Payne?
Star Trek.
No, it's way later.
Max Payne.
4 Brothers.
4 Brothers, the famous reboot. It's a franchise. This is a franchise from the 60s.
Planet of the Apes.
Ryan's correct.
Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
2.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Marky Mark in Planet of the Apes.
I just started yelling out Marky Mark movies.
That was a while. Have you guys seen that Planet of the Apes?
I haven't seen like a single Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any of them?
Actually, I take that back. I've seen the 3rd Planet of the Apes movie in one of the series.
Oh my god! Wait, that's the one. Is that the one where they time travel back to Earth in the present day and they like bring the talking apes back?
Man.
But yeah, this back to Princess Diaries. This movie was fucking huge. Anyways, this has a sequel, Princess Diaries 2, which I saw in theaters, which was also just as successful, and they're still in talks for doing a 3rd Princess Diaries sequel.
Okay, did you guys know Princess Diaries launching the career of Anne Hathaway? Princess Diaries 2 gave us Chris Pine.
Was that his first?
Yeah, that was
his debut?
That was his debut movie.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe like he was that prince, right? He was like the hot prince, right? That was like teaching her archery and shit.
Yeah.
I hope he just comes on screen and shoves Robert Schwartzman to the ground and was like completely just shoves him out of Hollywood.
Out of the way, nerd.
He looked That's right. That's who it is, right? Robert Schwartzman.
Is he related to Jason
He's
Schwartzman?
their brothers, yeah.
Okay, I was like, is that Jason Schwartzman?
Because he looks so much like Tom Cruise in this movie. It was insane.
He kind of does, yeah.
He looks like Risky Business Tom Cruise.
He's he's like the nerdy guy in a band that she falls in love with at the end.
Yeah, which
just as
for a lot of the time I didn't like that guy.
Yeah.
And then he kind of grew on me by the end when he told her, like, even when she came crawling back to him, I did not expect him to like say no. Like
I actually didn't like
that's when it turned on me and I was like, okay, this dude's all right.
It wasn't the harmonica.
I thought he was a jerk. Yeah.
Really?
What?
Ryan, you weren't like, you didn't see the harmonica and you were like, oh.
Yeah, that's one thing too. This guy, I mean, it was nothing against. I probably would have liked him in high school, but like,
yeah, he might have been one of our friends in high school, dog.
I don't. But I mean, they're in like a ritzy private school, and this kid like works in a car garage. So I don't exactly understand.
I mean, he's got to pay the dues, man. I mean, he fucking works in the car garage, plays in a band. He's a cool dude.
His band kicks ass.
Yeah,
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this for a second? Because when they were playing on screen, I was like, oh, that they're obviously not playing. Like, right? Like, that song is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they're these, what, like, 9th graders, 8th graders? They're obviously not playing this actual good grunge song. And then I looked up on the trivia after the movie. It's actually his band.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Disney Channel original movie, so anytime you have a band in the movie, that usually means they're actual musicians.
Wow.
They may have recorded it in the studio and did a voiceover, but yeah, I mean, they got the bangers.
I want to see if it's like I don't remember the name of it. I'm going to look it up on Apple Music.
Yeah, Freaky Friday has another good band scene. But I was like, I was thinking about this movie a bit, because, you know, they mentioned Genovia, and I think throughout the movie, I think you're looking for, like, analogs to Genovia, like, is this kind of like the UK?
It's like San Marino, isn't it?
It's like it's supposed to be like kind of like one of those tiny countries, like
Yeah,
12
12
San Marino,
people.
Andorra, like, you know,
Yeah,
one of those tiny. I mean, how much geopolitical power do you think Genovia has? Do you guys think it's an
Not
actual
enough
player?
for her to
'Cause-
give that speech at the end where she's like, 7 billion people, and I need to try to help them. It's like, your country has a smaller GDP than Maine.
Totally.
Well, they didn't say how big the GDP was, because she did mention multiple times. She was like, I have the power to change the world, and they're like, this is a huge responsibility. I'm thinking they
Yeah.
have nukes.
Every single person who is a queen or a king in a country probably sniffing their own farts, and they're like, I have enough power to change the world.
I mean, and I think this country actually is like a legit maybe monarchy as well. Like I think they wield real power, unlike the English monarchy too, because they did say that they might have power over like legislation and stuff, and the power would change over to the prime minister if she doesn't take the princess position.
Well, I thought that was weird too, in that like the grandma was still alive. And she's like, we must do this right now, because when she reaches 18, she's gonna become the like princess. Well, why do you want her to? The plot of this movie doesn't make sense. They want her to change in like 2 weeks because there's a dinner coming up.
Well, I think that was the deal, right, in the setup that the mom brokered. She was like, let her decide at the dinner whether or not she wants to do this.
But that's so strange. Like, that's such a strange timeline. Like, you're 14 years old.
15.
By 18, okay, whatever. By 18, you have to make this decision whether you want to become part of the royalty. Therefore, you need to make that decision in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like a manufactured, dramatic device. But I think that the idea was that she was kind of indecisive, and they're like, okay, you have until here to make the decision, and she's kind of going back and forth with the decision until the Great Ball is kind of what I got from it. I mean, what did you guys think of? I mean, first of all, like first impressions watching this movie.
First impressions. The first act sucks. It's really boring.
You did like yeah.
And then the second and third act kick ass and like are really funny. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm in it now.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting like a shitter, kind of like okay, listen, we talk a lot about how much we love Air Bud, but Air Bud was a terrible ass movie. But watch, like at the end of this, I was like in bliss, dude. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Specifically, this being a G movie for the Disney Channel, and the expectation from I feel like there's always a conversation about unrealistic expectations in media and portrayal for young children. And the one that stood out to me in this is the kiss. Is like your first kiss with a dude has to be, it's going to be so magical that your leg is going to raise, you're going to kick your leg back. The leg pop. And I was just like thinking about that, and I was like, man, my first kiss was at like a rainy middle school football game. And it's like, it's a shitty kiss. And it's like, ain't nobody's leg popping when they get that kiss.
I mean, in the movie too, her first kiss was terrible. It was with that jerk dude.
Well, that's kind of the weirdest part of the movie, right?
Yeah, and they all cheered on.
Joe was right.
He just wanted his 15 minutes of fame.
Joe was right about everything. Can we stop for a minute? This was made post-Matrix.
Yeah.
And Joe looks
2 years
a lot
later.
like Cypher from the Matrix.
I was thinking that too. I was like, is that literally Cypher from the Matrix?
Is that him?
No, it's not. It's
but
not the same.
He dresses a lot like him.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, I think when he's introduced, I think your first response, just by the way he's dressed in a Disney movie, is that he is a villain. But he ends up being a really cool character who has like all this great advice.
Can I say something?
Pseudo father figure throughout the movie.
The first time I saw him, there was some sort of like on rewatch you would catch it, but the first time you're not supposed to catch it. I think I caught it. I want to say I caught it. I knew that they were doing the horizontal tango the whole time.
Between him and the Queen.
Yes.
You caught on to
that. They dropped that multiple times throughout the first.
Yeah. Like there was the dance scene, and kids would be like, "Oh, cool, these people are dancing," but adults know what's going on.
Right. It's
Adults know what's going on. No, I knew the whole time.
I'm here for it, man.
You can't get nothing by me.
Yeah. I'm here for the relationship. I think it's sweet. I think they have a nice back and forth. I actually really like Julie Andrews' performance in this too as the Queen. I think it was Queen
something
Clarice.
About her just rubs me the wrong way.
You don't like the Queen in this movie?
I don't like Julie Andrews.
You don't like Julie Andrews, like
one of the
most.
Put that on the record, Your Honor. Let the record reflect that I do not. Something's going on.
What do you not like about Julie Andrews? She's like one of the most decorated actresses of all time. Like,
yeah,
not. Hey, listen, I liked her performance in this movie. I think it was very sweet. In the original book, she was supposed to be kind of like a villain character, where she was supposed to be like really harsh, harsher than she was in this movie to Anne Hathaway's character. But I thought her performance was really sweet. Like, I enjoyed their scenes together. Like, I thought it was funny, and I don't know. I thought it was nice. Like, they could have went in a totally different, like, wicked kind of stepmother direction with this, and it was kind of refreshing to not see them go that way.
I liked when Joe came in and was like, "You are way too mean to her." She's like, as a queen? And it's just, no, as a grandmother. Like, what the fuck?
And she took his advice, too.
Yeah.
Joe is a bro.
Joe's great.
I love Joe. I want a movie of just Joe hanging out. What's he doing all day? You know? Like, he drives this girl to school.
Yeah.
What else does he do?
Probably play basketball. He was...
Yeah, okay, that's...
One-hand three-pointers, like,
Can we talk about this for a second? Can we talk about this for a second? Because there was some great physical acting by Joe in the basketball scene where he's holding the umbrella and shooting on the rooftop. Because if you play basketball enough in, like, small gyms, what happens is every now and then, you cannot predict when this is going to happen, and you can't do it on purpose. But a rebound will go off to the side, and it'll go towards a wall. And it'll hit the wall joint right next to the ground at the absolute perfect angle where all of the vertical momentum of the ball will get translated into horizontal velocity, and it'll ricochet perfectly and just start rolling across the gym. And it'll go doo-doo, like super, super, super quick. And it looks like it's breaking physics, and you're just walking up to the ball normally, like, and it goes doo right past you.
Yeah.
And it happens, I don't know, maybe every couple times you play in a small gym, but like, it's so annoying and it's so defeating because then you have to go trace your ball down like a moron, like a nerd.
Okay.
And
that
happened in this movie. Like that happened in this movie, and they kept it. Like, he makes a basket and it goes off and it shoots right past him, and he does an amazing job of like physical comedy. It's funny because it was a blooper. Like, it was obviously not scripted, and they kept it. He did such a good job; they kept it in the movie for the final cut.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that because he's playing basketball with the umbrella, right? You're talking about that scene where he's made a couple baskets and then does that. I didn't even notice that. Apparently, he was like out there for several hours during that shoot, and they think they just got some B-roll.
It takes so long to do. It takes so long to make these movies. They just have this guy to shoot basketball.
You think they were just like, make 2 baskets in the same shot and keep fucking doing it until you do it? And he was out there for like 8 hours.
Freezing cold, just like, please, I'm an actor, not a basketball player.
I've never even held a basketball.
He's really good at making shots for not being a basketball player.
And so was Mia's friend too. She also nailed she sank like three-pointers in a row during one shot scene. I was like, why is everyone fucking good at basketball in this movie? There was actually like a lot of good ad-libs I saw in this movie too with Anne Hathaway's performance. You guys probably saw the slip with the bleachers where she took like
that's pretty famous, isn't it?
Pretty bad fall. Yeah, that's a famous slip. where she like steps on a bleacher and just goes totally horizontal, like her feet just shoot out from under her, but then she just lands straight down on the bleacher and then starts laughing. And they kept that in the movie because they thought it was like fitting.
Yeah,
but I remember seeing
the the co-star who kept her cool,
kept it rolling.
Yeah. That was, and they got to keep it in the movie. That's so cool.
Because watching that in the movie, I was like, "There's no way that was scripted. That was a fucking bad fall. Like, I feel like you can break your shit or something on that." And then also the scene where she lights the guy's jacket on fire during the dinner party scene. Apparently, it was supposed to go out when she dunks it in the ice water, and it's like still on, and she like grabs a glass of water and then pours it on. That was unscripted as well because his arm was really on fire in that scene too, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, so I'm a little uncomfortable with the use of fire on movie sets.
You don't like fire in movies?
It just there's such a small error margin, you know.
But I mean, like the risk reward.
What's the risk? That's exactly what I was about to say. What's the risk reward?
About $140 million in the case of this movie.
Exactly right.
Well, but I don't think the dumb flame arm joke was responsible for a single dollar.
That was a great scene.
Whoa, okay. It was a great scene. I fucking love the fire gag. And
you
I think
anybody was like, I'm going to give more money to this movie because of this one gag that they could have replaced with a different gag that didn't leave a man on fire. And they did fuck it up. Let's be clear.
They did fuck it up, yeah.
It actually did mess up.
But I enjoyed the entire dinner sequence, mainly because of all the back-to-back physical gags, including the fire scene. Like, that sticks out in my head. And when I look back at funny moments in this movie, I do think about the dude lit on fire. You didn't like the fire scene?
No.
Oh, shit. Did you like the scene where she, like, drops the grape and then does a chain reaction and, like, destroys the whole party?
No.
Oh, damn.
I love the one where they have the discourse going on and the I fell asleep the first time that I watched this. Anyway, was it a minister of an actual company, like the Japanese minister?
Oh yeah,
I think, he was like a delegate,
Japanese delegate, because the guy who is like, the queen asks him if he was enjoying something, and he just goes, no.
Yeah.
Fucking shakes his head for a solid like 4 seconds and then says just deadpan no. I was like, respect.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess Ryan doesn't, but like I really liked the setup for a lot of the comedic takes in this. I think that a lot of the comedic acting was pretty great. And then like Anne Hathaway, even though it was like her first role, I feel like it was pretty effortless in this movie. I don't think she had any clunkers or anything, and even just like her physical comedy, like some of her lines too was like, please don't crush my soy nuts, or just like the first shut up. That got me. Like I thought that was actually like really funny.
Yeah, I agree. The shut up was funny because once again, Anne Hathaway did a good job and Julie Andrews totally botched the scene.
I don't understand. What is the? Are you doing a bit right now? Like what?
I'm not doing a bit. I thought Anne Hathaway did a really good job, and I thought Julie Andrews totally fucked it up.
What did she fuck up? I actually like Julie Andrews' performance of that scene.
No, I really did not. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I just don't like Julie Andrews. I don't think she did a good job.
What is with this Julie Andrews?
In that scene in particular, but also in the whole movie.
What did you not like about the scene?
She is like, what? Why would someone tell me to shut up? Oh my God. And someone's like, oh, other cultures say words that don't mean the literal meanings. And you can use context clues to understand when someone is talking and saying like a mean thing to you, or when someone is saying an exclamation. And she's like, oh, they didn't teach me that in 4-person class.
I thought that's where like the humor came from for me though, like where because I could tell like if I said that to my grandma, for example, if I was like shut up like that, I feel like they would also be offended. But then the guy swooping in,
it's fine if you're like, oh, watch your language, but like she acted like she didn't know that she wasn't just being told to shut up, and like Anne Hathaway's not even looking at her, like it didn't buy, like there's a different angle to come at that scene.
Yeah.
There's a different angle to come at that joke. And like, I don't like the confused person. Like, this person is like, why would this person insult me in this manner? Oh, you it's a simple misunderstanding. I don't like the misunderstanding ones. Like,
Okay.
it's okay to be like, well, that's rude. You actually shouldn't talk like that in front of royalty. That's a completely different take.
All right, let's redo the scene. I'll be Anne Hathaway. You'll be the queen. All right, what's the way to this? Okay. Shut
who's the queen?
up.
I'll
You're the
deport
queen.
you
You're
to
the
a
queen.
fucking country you've never heard of, you little shit. If you tell me to shut up, I'm the queen of Genovia. I will fucking end you.
Yeah,
That's good. That was
Jace,
good.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
That was,
Can
that was perfect, Jace. Yeah,
Can
right
we,
on. Yeah,
That's PG at least because of the.
Can we
F word, right?
rotoscope?
it's probably the fucking
Can we rotoscope Jace into the Princess Diaries and have him replace the queen?
I might have
Yeah.
a wig around here that I can wear.
Yeah. So I will fucking send you to a gulag. I think that is good for the PG release.
Yeah.
Another scene from the dinner party that I also liked. I keep bringing up the dinner party, but like the ice cream scene where she like
I
eats,
hated that.
you hate the ice cream scene.
Yeah, because she eats ice cream, and then I think it's Julie Andrews is like, she didn't know it was frozen. It's like,
You just
it's ice
Yeah.
cream. Everybody knows ice cream is frozen. It's in the name.
I mean, sometimes you take a big scoop of
Why
something.
was there ice
without
cream
thinking.
before they got served a whole ass bird on a plate? Is what I want to know.
They explained that it was a palate cleanser because it was
Oh.
a mint shaved ice.
But like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's like they imply that she's so dumb
Yeah.
that she doesn't know that ice cream is frozen. Or it's like she doesn't even know what ice cream is.
I mean, she did take a huge ass fucking mouthful. I mean, she was probably nervous.
It's just because she's clumsy.
I would have gotten throat freeze.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
I would have been like,
And then-
that's not polite.
But like the prime minister and his wife, like God
he was
bless
such a
them,
bro.
they were like, oh shit, just do what she did, and they both like take a
Yeah.
huge thing. They're like, oh god, like I liked that whole scene too.
I'm just pushing back. I'm just pushing back. I feel like
Yeah.
there's a little I feel like you try to say something bad about Julie Andrews, and everybody's
Right.
like, "What? How could you not like this person?"
Yeah,
You know, it's like Christmas. We talked about this during the holiday season. It's like Christmas. One person's like, "You don't like Christmas? You know,
So
what
you're-
are you, a Satanist?" It's like, no, I just don't really like Christmas that much.
you've picked Julie Andrews as your hill to die on, as the pushback.
Yeah.
You think there's too much love for Julie Andrews. I mean, I get that too. Like I have that pushback to some extent with The Office, even though I love The Office. But I feel like The Office gets
Not
too
that
much
great.
love.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, did you have a fan experience with Julie Andrews? Like, did you come up to her and be like, "I loved you in Sound of Music," and she's like, "Get your fucking hands off me, you grubby little child,"
I have
and slapped your ice cream cone?
No. I think when I was a kid, I watched Mary Poppins, and I just really didn't like the people.
I've never seen Mary Poppins.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Wow.
pass. The thing about Mary Poppins is it's all one big show, right? Like the whole idea is look at this cool new filmmaking technology. It's like Avatar,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's
It was
all
the Avatar
about
of the 50s, yeah.
Yes, everybody says that. You know, it was a big technical showcase. The movie blows.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's a decorated movie, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of decorated movies that suck.
Yeah, it's a bunch
uh,
of bits. It's like a string
yeah.
of bits.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Maybe I'll watch. Maybe we'll do a Julie Andrews season.
No,
Okay. Maybe we'll fucking do
veto.
it. The beginning of this movie, just to go back to like my first impression, because I feel like in every Disney Channel movie or just like any Disney original movie, the characters always have the sickest rooms and the sickest houses.
Oh yeah.
And pretty fucking cool house, I think, with Anne Hathaway, because they have a converted fire station with a fire pole and a spiral staircase, and she's supposed to be like, I think maybe poor.
Yeah,
And her
what?
mom's
That's
like an
not.
artist,
That's
like-
like a multi-million
Yeah.
dollar house
That's very tight.
in San Francisco, like on the
Yeah.
hill.
I don't know what 2001 San Francisco was like, but I don't think it was very cheap. I was like, this is super sick, and I honestly think I couldn't buy that she was like super uncool or something, because I mean, she has like a mom who's like a eccentric artist, and I don't know, it seems like she has friends and like has
Yeah,
normal
she was
social
actually
skills.
cool.
Like, I feel like the popular kids just actually sucked in this movie.
Yeah, they were.
That-
totally
it's though I think my major
Yeah.
comment to that is when you're talking about a Disney movie or you're talking about a movie
Yeah.
that's in high school, that
Right.
your focus is going to be hyper extremes, jock culture,
course.
nerd subculture. Because I was thinking about that, we as a group existed like right in the middle of like
I
this
totally
huge
agree, Jace,
conglomerate. Like we were the group of people that are not going to be focused on in a movie, because you're talking about people that are like that play sports and are also really smart, but are not the people that are like, I play football, or the super smart kid who, like, we would have been friends with the her best friend, Lily Moskovitz, the one who has a TV show, and like
she was fucking cool. Yeah,
yeah, she's like an AV club. Yeah.
I also feel like the stratification of high school like norms too, started by like John Hughes, I feel like is just not true. I feel like everyone's kind of in the middle anyways. Yeah. I don't think there was necessarily just a group of just jocks, even at our high school, even the football players.
There's some pretty stupid fucking jocks at our school.
Okay, that was...
Remember that dude that broke that substitute's arm?
What?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That was the whole thing, right? Ryan, were you there? Were you at Ground Zero? Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, they were arm wrestling.
They're arm wrestling. I wasn't in the class, but I had that sub literally like earlier that day. And he was like, he took some of, oh, this is the story. Oh my God. He took some of my homework and submitted it as his own for his community college class. I am not joking.
Yeah.
It came to light.
I remember that.
It came to light that like the first time he substituted, he took a piece of my homework. And then later, the second time he substituted, he told us that he submitted it as his own for his community college class. It was my Russian homework, because he was taking like a Russian class or something. And
it was like a paper about moon bears or something, right? Like, I remember you told me about this.
It was something really weird. It was like a poem or something in Russian. And then later that day, he got his arm broken by another student when he challenged another student to an
Serves you right contest. For plagiarism. For all of our listeners out there, if you plagiarize a Russian homework from an Alaskan student, you will have your arm broken in an arm wrestling competition that you agreed to enter in no later than 3 months.
I heard that football player did it on purpose because of Ryan's paper.
Yeah, he had my back.
I remember like hearing from people who like heard about it, because they were like, we heard a scream from across the hall, because I can't even imagine Ground Zero of that. Because first of all, this guy's probably like 23 years old.
He's trying to like Dead Poet Society it, dude.
What, Jace? Yeah.
Can I just make it? What a fucking loser that shows up to. Not only is he stealing a high schooler's homework for his community college classes, he's showing up and challenging football players to arm wrestling competitions.
He's trying to connect with the kids.
Snapped in half at like, what is that? The humerus?
If he broke his humerus, that is horrific. Because like, I mean, I could see where he's just joking around, connecting with the kids in class, and maybe the football player's like, "Hey, you want to arm wrestle?" And he's like, "Haha, yeah."
He was total like,
was he
20-something-year-old who was trying to like look cool to the high schoolers?
I mean, we all been there trying to look cool in front of people. I've never been in a high school class. I guess I've never been in that situation exactly. But
well, also, it's just like a weird situation where it felt like he really needed validation, right? Like,
yeah. Ugh. I could kick a high schooler's ass. I could fucking do it.
Depends if it's the same high school that the giant. He was like 6'3", like
yeah, he was a
big ass football
person.
player.
Like I think his bicep was the size of my head.
And not even like a big O-line dude, right? He was like wrestler and everything like that.
Yeah, he was an absolute monster. But I just want to be in that room. They're arm wrestling, and you just see the dude's arm snap, and the scream,
you hear it too,
and the disbelief. Yeah.
I remember going into the classroom afterwards, like the next day, and being like, "So this is where it happened."
Ground Zero. We had a lot of
these walls could talk.
We had a really weird substitute teachers up in Alaska too, because I mean, I think partially because we were just like an underfunded school system.
Yeah, so and they just had to take whatever they got, you know, like.
Yeah, they rotated through the same dozen subs, including
Keanu's brother.
Sarah Palin's Keanu's brother. Like literally friends that we had that were 18 were our substitute teachers. And then like Sarah Palin's dad was our sub a bunch of times too. That's another weird like factoid that I always throw at people. To go back to this movie, like,
anyways,
yeah, Princess Diaries, cool beach party.
Princess Diaries,
cool beach party.
The beach party was fun. I don't know if you could party on that beach in real life. Like, I've been to that beach. It's over by Battery Spencer.
Is that the one where you can see the Golden Gate Bridge from it when you look like north?
Yeah. Is that a nice beach? I don't know. I mean, it was fun. Like, I don't know. There's something comforting to me about these Disney Channel movies too, just with how everything is super over the top, but everything is like so of the moment. I mean, that is like the perfect encapsulation of 2001, down to like that song and dance number they do on the beach, and all the outfits and all of like the humor and everything.
I said that to Julie. I was like, did they choreograph this lip sync for a high school beach party, and where there's like 20 people that attended?
It was fucking amazing too. It was an amazing
they had
ensemble.
They had a DJ, like a dance floor, a whole karaoke stage, and everything. And there's like 20 high schoolers there.
I was kind of wondering why she was screw Mia for blowing off her friend on Saturday night.
Right.
She like triple booked herself, which you know, she's got a lot going on, but not cool. Not cool triple booking yourself with your best friend's brother who's into you.
Triple booked, double crossed, and single malt.
Wow.
Nice.
Damn. Yeah, but why wasn't everybody from the school at that beach party? Like,
that was tight. I mean, they probably just didn't have enough extras. I mean, think about like the cast too. I mean, anytime you're in a Disney Channel movie, every single one of those people are like potential, you know, big actors, pop stars. Like all of those people are like, I think, pining for like a big position. So I think they're kind of like limited in their options and their budget too. This was a $26 million movie.
Probably cost a lot of money to hire that giraph.
There was a giraffe in the movie?
How to speak.
Oh yeah, but they cut the whole scene out. Their whole giraffe scene.
He's talking about Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
I was talking about the popular guy.
Josh
or whatever his name was. He did have a very long neck.
He did have a very the guy had
and it was the same width as his head, so a lot of the time it looked like he was like all neck.
Josh was fucking cool, dude.
No,
I think
Josh was not fucking cool.
He looked cool, dude. He was like the archetype of 2001 cool dude. No, he was not a cool guy. But like his image was fucking cool, dude. Got like the frosted tips that were like all slicked back.
You know who was cool?
Okay, who was
the
cool?
guy with the hair that was dyed red?
Hair?
Who was their friend?
I thought he was
I
thought he was a bad guy until I saw them talking.
With the red hair.
No, like I fell asleep the first time I watched this movie just because I was so cozy down here in the basement. And I thought that he was a part of the antagonist crew. And then I didn't understand until later when he was talking to them on his computer.
He's like the co-host of the TV show.
That he's a homie. And I'm like, oh, sweet.
He's also 100%, if this was set in the real world, he's now a crypto .com billionaire guy.
Or an EDM DJ.
Yeah. Because he's like,
definitely.
he was into tech and doing all this stocks and everything like that in San Francisco, like seriously, an hour from Silicon Valley in 2001. That dude like co-founded, Snapchat or something.
He bought Bitcoin.
That dude owns NFTs. Yeah. I think one of my favorite scenes related to those kids in the high school is probably the Lana got coned.
Yeah.
Scene.
Yeah, dude.
What is that chant? Mia smashes the ice cream cone into the popular girl's like cheer outfit, and everyone's like, "Hey everyone, Lana got coned!" Like, is being coned like a thing? And then the whole high school starts chanting "Lana got coned," which I think
hope
is
in the
just
sequel
amazing.
that's explained. The cone lore.
Well, I wish that I'd gone to a high school where you could literally just get the fanciest ice creams ever
What the fuck?
by a dude dressed like an ice cream maker.
Do you guys remember? I do agree with Jace. Like, the ice cream dude was hilarious. But, like, do you guys remember the pizza battles at our high school? Where, like, we had to, like, hand $2 over people
for lunch.
And, like, elbow each other to get pizza at lunch?
That's my favorite pizza, I think, ever. I don't know.
It's so good.
They put the
I remember
pepperoni
you got that every
under
day,
the
Jace,
cheese.
Yes. And, like, it was there every single day. And everybody wanted pizza, and everybody at the school ate pizza like every single day for lunch.
Yeah.
I think so. It was from Pioneer Pizza, a place where you could only take out from the location that you could get it from. And there was another location, and that other location sucked balls.
Yeah,
That was the one right behind our high
Shots
school.
fired.
Yeah. Take that, small business.
Who knows if it's even there?
Hope you're around.
They actually, I think they have a pretty big location now. Well, selling Palmer
Probably
have
to get that
changed
high
a
Well,
school
because
life.
lot.
they're selling pizza to 1,200 high school students every day.
Fuck yeah. I mean, do you guys remember how shitty like lunches too were back then? I mean, it was literally like steamed fries with like a
Remember prior to when we could buy our own food at the like commissary, I want to call it, but like
Yeah.
the little store in the school. Remember like pizza Fridays in public schools where they would give you like the square pizza,
oh yeah.
and you know that
I
it
thought
came
that was
from like
so
a
good.
football field size like mother
Pizza
pizza,
thing.
that was like made as cheaply as possible, and even the pepperonis were little like cubes.
Yeah, those like looking back, that's disgusting, but I remember being so fucking hyped for those.
Yeah, and I remember when I moved to California, they taught me to dip it in ranch,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it blew my freaking mind. I refused, like it was a drug, like for like 6 months. I was like, no, my parents tell me not to do that, and then finally I caved, and man, it was a dark time.
Watching to go back to that red hair guy thing. Do you guys remember like he was doing like magic, right, on the cable channel show?
Mm-hmm.
And he had like an hour-long magic show that he did. And it was like totally underappreciated. Like, do you guys know any magic tricks? Were you guys like magic fans at any point in your lives?
What?
Okay, yeah, Jace is
Oh,
doing
what?
needs a hand. Yeah, oh, this is
my
good.
finger. Oh, fuck.
Let's do audio magic. Like I think that'll be fun for our audience. Okay.
I
so
actually know a trick that
okay.
that
Yeah,
relies
that's
on
audio?
audio. But
Okay.
it's visual and audio, so it doesn't really work. But like, I know all my magic tricks are like meant to impress like
Yeah.
my nieces and stuff.
Well, I mean, are you gonna do it, or I mean, I have an audio trick.
You have an audio trick?
Okay, I have a deck of cards. All right, this is for our audience who can't see anything.
Oh, we could do this every week.
Yeah, we could do magic every
Three
week. I
parts.
figured it would kind of help us bring in new audience. Chase, god damn it.
Was he right?
Okay, I have a new deck of cards, and I
It
figured
doesn't
this
have to be
could
the
help.
same. It doesn't have to be a new deck. You can just shuffle it.
I had to buy a new fucking audio deck after that. All right. And maybe this will help get us new audience members. You know, there's a lot of Magic fans
There's a
who
lot of
listen to
Magic
podcasts and hope that they can hear like audio magic. So
And they don't
I
leave
got a
their
deck of
houses,
cards.
so I think they consume a lot of content.
Yeah. So all right, Jace, take a card.
Okay.
Take any card from this deck.
And this one.
Okay, and Ryan, take a card.
I'll take the. Can I have the card on the bottom? Is that legal?
Yeah, go ahead and grab it. All right, don't look at it. Don't look at the cards yet. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now flip them over.
It's
Look at the card. Don't tell me what you have.
Okay.
Hey, Ryan. Yeah. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Should I tell him?
That's weird because I actually do have the 8 of diamonds.
Oh, okay.
okay. Hey,
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, yep, down in front.
all yours.
Volunteer
all
one?
yours. I didn't tell him what my
Okay,
card
no
was,
questions.
though. And I won't tell
All right.
you.
Oh, you told him? Okay.
No, I didn't tell.
All right,
I
that's
didn't
fine,
tell
that's
him. I
fine.
didn't tell him.
Yeah. All right. First guess. Okay, I get 16 guesses per person. So, first guess for Jace, Babe Ruth.
No.
Okay. Ryan, Raichu.
No.
Okay. Yeah, the audio card place, they just kind of put whatever cards in there. Okay. I'm gonna saw the deck in half.
Okay.
Doves.
Oh, it was Magic Cylinder from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that was the card, and it just appeared out of the doves. And then Ryan, your card is also here,
What
right?
is it?
It's the fucking diamond card.
Oh,
the-
okay. Keep going.
It's the diamond card. Yeah. It's the Queen of Diamonds,
Nope, that's not my card.
King of Diamonds,
Nope, that's not my card.
Ace, 2.
Nope, that's not my card.
Three,
That's not my card. That's not my
4,
card. That's not my
5,
card. That's not my
6,
card.
7,
That's not my card.
8.
That's my
9.
card. It's the 8 of
Wait,
diamonds.
was it 8 of Diamonds? 8 of Diamonds! Holy shit!
Okay, so if we
Wow,
just
you almost.
All right.
okay, audio medium. This is the great thing about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You just cut everything up to you saying 8, and then everyone's gonna be
Yeah.
amazed.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll remember. I'll just put a little clap here to edit, so that I can make it seem like I guessed it, and those fucking idiots will have no idea. So you guys want to go into our meters,
Yeah.
Sure.
our hathometers?
Dude, we're killing it this episode. By the way.
Killing it. Those absolute idiots. They have no fucking. They'll listen to anything. They'll listen to anything. Meter time. You guys know what the sickest burn in this movie was? Hey, it's Princess Thermopolis. That like made me do like a spit take, because you know that dude was like sitting there rocking back and forth at the lunch table. He was like, "Oh, Princess Thermopolis.
It's my time.
Thermopolis. Hey, it's Princess Thermopolis." And he's like, "Where is she? Where the fuck is she?" And he's like looking around nervously. His friends left, and then she like rolls up. He's like, "Hey, it's Princess Thermopolis." And, like nobody laughs. She's like walking by. I'm like,
Too close
I know
to
his
home.
delivery. He earned, I think, every cent of what he like with the delivery of that line.
That's like my life story in one scene from a movie. It's like me overthinking a joke and then trying to like weed it into conversation, and then it just flopping.
And then now we do it. We just record it.
And
for
then
everybody.
they edit out so many other jokes, you guys.
I just talk to people and they're like, "You edit those? You left all that in?"
Yeah. Did you accidentally keep what you meant to take out?
I want to hear the take.
You published the wrong file.
It's the hour and a half of cuts is what I publish for all 60 episodes. We should start a second podcast of just cuts. It's called GBGB's Oops All Cuts. And then it's everything we cut out. And it's all going to be coughs and exhales.
Isn't there like a food that's like that?
Wasn't it Oops All Berries?
Yeah, but from what?
Was it from the Crunch Berries?
Yeah, something like that.
For Captain Crunch? Oops All Berries? I think I'm fucking that up. That doesn't sound quite right in my mouth.
Crunch berries.
But Oops All Edits. It'll be like, this will be kind of like the first minute. It'll be like, and that'll be the first.
It is oops. I typed in oops all, and it's oops all berries.
Oops All Berries. There you go. Hethometers? Who's got the first hethometer?
I don't remember. I think I'm third.
I think it's me, then Denali, and then Ryan.
Yes. Jace, what do you feel? And this is a metric that we've developed scientifically throughout all the seasons, where we measure how Anne Hathaway is this movie. You know, it could be, we could judge the performance, we can judge how often she's in the movie. We have different metrics, but it's just like how much of the actor's sauce is in the movie itself.
Ooh, yeah. I feel like I've been scatterbrained this whole season, and I continue to be so because of the moving that I did earlier today. But you can clearly see that the acting that she's done in this movie and like the distilled character that she takes through the majority of her roles is based in this. Mm-hmm. So it's a really high.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the quality and the quantity were up there. We got the makeover, which we had, you know, if this was the first one, it could have been a key point. I think we'll probably in the next seven. Next 7 movies, we'll see how often that comes up. I'm still not finding any other key items that I really want to add to the meter, but I just think that's just been due to my lack of ability to think on the subject. So I'm gonna give it a great score. I'm gonna give it a 9.
A 9?
I don't think this is the 10. I think this is quite dearly superb. I think she is the princess of Genovia.
Excellent. A 9 shut-ups out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like thinking about the same thing because this is her first performance. Much like Matthew McConaughey's first performance, I feel like she took a little bit of this and kind of sprinkled it throughout. And maybe it's because, like, maybe this is really close to how she is in real life. For better or worse, I think Anne Hathaway's characters are kind of a lot of like, oh, shucks, like, oh, gee willikers, me? Like, you know, it's kind of like awkward characters who are a little bit of an underdog who kind of come into their own later on, at least with this early phase. I think she's branched out a lot later on in her career. So I think this one is pretty iconic in that regard. I mean, this kind of colors in who Anne Hathaway is as a character. I think she's instantly likable, and then she's in every single scene. She's doing like comedic things, but she's doing like also kind of like touching things too. I mean, one scene that kind of stuck out for me is where she's wearing a retainer And she's like on the verge of crying, but also doing like a funny rant at the same time. But it's also like sad, but also like kind of hilarious. And she's talking in a weird voice. And I was like, shit, that's actually a really fucking good performance. I heard she used her literal cat in this movie, Fat Louie.
Fat Louie.
That's going to get a point
As
there.
himself.
So that's a little bit of herself in the movie. Yeah, Fat Louie. They did use 4 Fat Louies for this movie, just as an aside. They used a stunt Fat Louie to sit on an envelope and another one who would jump. The original one would not do it by command. The original person cast for this role, too, was Juliette Lewis, who is kind of known for like Dusk Till Dawn, Starsky and Hutch, Cape Fear, Natural Born Killers. But she turned it down. So I think Anne Hathaway was far down the list for this movie. But I think once they saw her audition, they were like, she's going to be a big fucking star. They actually moved back other movies she was going to be in anticipation for this one. So, guys, I think this is it for me, man. I think this is like peak Hathaway. I think this is what people think of too when they think of like her as an actor. I think this is going to be a 10. When I think of Anne Hathaway, I think of like her start, Princess Diaries. This shit bangs, dude. I fucking loved her performance in this movie. Easy 10 shut-ups, I think. Or 10 Lana got cones.
I think that's a totally fair take, Denali. My inhibition might be that like this is her first movie, and if you say, look, she got a 10 right out the gate. Nothing could ever beat that. And she's not allowed to change her personality ever because this is exactly who she is. I think that might be, I don't know. I'm holding out hope that in the next 7 movies we find a more perfect union between, I don't know. So I'm going to go with a 9. I actually was thankful that Jace gave it a 9 so that I wasn't like the Debbie Downer popping the balloon here. But like, because I love it. I love a good trifecta. But yeah, I think there's a little bit more to grow. Like, she was only 18. She's going to hone her acting skills over time. I think that not everything was perfect, and I know I shouldn't hold everything about this movie, Julie Andrews, against her, but like, I still think that she was kind of an awkward teenager, meaning like she wasn't like a perfect actress. So I'm gonna go with a 9, and I feel pretty good about that.
Leave some room at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
kinda.
maybe Les Mis is it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, maybe Les Mis, maybe Princess Diaries 2 is it. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
well, there we go. That's a good point, right? Because like we have a chance for a sequel redemption.
And we might have a third sequel redemption because apparently Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway said they are down
Is Julie
for a
Andrews
third
still
one.
alive?
Yeah, she's 85 years old.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
They better
Ryan's
pull
like,
it
I was
off.
talking shit. I thought she was dead.
I thought she couldn't come after me. Well, actually, I'm probably more scared of a dead Julie Andrews if she was coming after me, like ghosts and stuff.
Right, of course,
Man,
of course.
miss me
But
with
I
that.
mean, Anne
I ain't
Hathaway,
scared. Okay,
what's-
let's put it clear. I ain't scared of no live Julie Andrews. I'm scared of ghost
Okay.
Julie Andrews.
Right, okay. And is it because of her her singing and acting? And you think she'll just kind of do productions in your bedroom while you're sleeping?
In addition to the presence of an actual ghost, yeah, I'm worried that she will do her own movie characters. That's like worst case scenario for me.
Performing Sound of Music. 'Cause it's interesting with the Princess Diaries 2 too, because there is a time skip that happens. Because I think she's supposed to be 15 in the first one, but in the second one she's supposed to be 21, and it only came out a few years later. And I think the plot of the movie is that she's supposed to like get married all of a sudden because like something happened, and she's supposed to like move up to queen.
Can we go to the movie reviews?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, the actual movie reviews. Jay, start us off, man. What did you think about Princess Diaries? The fans want to know what the GBGB guys want to what did they think about this dang movie?
You know, I said it earlier. I think the first act of this movie is a real sludge fest. It takes some this is a pretty straightforward story. It's just not really complex. But they got a lot. They have a lot to set up that you're gonna get some payoffs on later down in the movie. The second and the third act hit. They were great for me. I did a lot of laughing. I had a lot of emotional welling when Mia is interacting with her grandmother and with her mother and getting the diary from her father. There's still only one diary in this movie, Princess Diary.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a
So,
minus one.
obviously, yeah, right there, minus one. But
It's not a 10.
Anne Hathaway's comedic timing in the movie really kind of brings it up for me. We're reviewing a G movie,
Yeah.
and The overall impression it left me feeling was a 7. It's good. It's up there. Some of the plot doesn't necessarily make sense. I think the vice president's character, even for a G movie, or the vice principal's character, even for the G movie, is kind of like weird and out of place. And they just had a few of those things that, maybe the fact that it's an hour and 15 minute or 115 minute runtime. It's like the movies can be as a whole a bit of a slog. Like we stopped at 50 minutes in, and it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. We got some work to do. But up there. 7.
Yeah, 7. That's a solid score, dog. Higher than I thought we would go, too, like, with this movie. And like I said, like, I thought I was going to not enjoy this this watch through. I think I had, like, some, rose-colored lenses with Princess Diaries 2, because I was, like, a child who watched it. But yeah, this pleasantly surprised me. I mean, as you guys probably know, like, I found a lot of it pretty fucking hilarious. For a rated G movie to, like, actually make me laugh and be amused, that's, like, art, man. That's hard to do. I mean, we're on our podcast, we curse and we make all these jokes and stuff. But, like, to do it with, like, completely clean and just do, like, actual gags and setups, I think there is a real craft to that, and I respect that too. I think all the actors in this movie had a really fun time making it. I think I can just tell just from the performances that they had. There was a lot of, like, memeable and memorable lines in this movie too, which I think was just really, really great. Like, a lot of things stuck out in my head. Not just like Lana got coned, but just like little anecdotes that Joe would say too. But like Jay said, I think this movie ran into pacing issues. It did not need to be 2 hours long. I feel like that's long for kids to watch. Shit, I mean, kids supposed to sit in a theater without needing to go to the bathroom for 2 straight hours? No fucking way, dude. So I think that's a huge flaw in the movie. I think if they tightened it up a little bit, dragged slightly, I think in the second act, it would have been better. I actually did like the first act with the setup. I like kind of, maybe it's a sense of nostalgia, but setting up in a Disney movie, I think is like a really good art where you get an idea of all the characters right away, which is something I appreciated about the movie. So I think that combined with the soundtrack and the aesthetic, I mean, this movie was a fucking trip. I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's not going to be an 8. I think I leave room at the 8 for the real big hitters, but this was a pleasant surprise, man. I mean, I thought it was funny. There was a couple of clunkers in this movie. There was some, like, here and there. There was a couple of, like, homophobic jokes about San Francisco, which you apparently have to mention in 2001 with any movie taking place in San Francisco. So that, like, I think that those were just kind of like, like, why the fuck did they put that in there? But otherwise, pretty solid fucking movie.
Yeah, I'm mostly on board. Okay, mostly on board.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to say right now, I'm going to give it a 6. For all the reasons you guys said, same problems. I do agree with pacing, but the editing also was really not perfect. The really for like a Hollywood movie was pretty bad. There was a lot of double takes, meaning you'd watch something and then it would happen again, or something would be played twice. Like not necessarily right next to each other, but then the double take. I mean, like you'd see a character turn their head, and then the next shot would be them turning their head again. Then there were a couple really, I thought the humor was really great because there was a couple like not another teen movie jokes where like I thought that was a parody about high school, and I didn't expect that to be coming out of this. Where like there was the announcer person kind of like in Airplane or whatever when they're talking over whatever's going on screen, and one of the jokes is like virtual homework cannot be exchanged for actual credit.
Yeah.
That was hilarious because that's what school is like now, like they're making a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the characters sometimes were just like too stereotypical with the female friend who was the best friend that said she got angry when Anne showed up with a makeover. And instead of being like, look, I know there's something going on, and if you need to tell me something, then, please do, but like, I respect you. And I know I don't approve of your lifestyle change, but I'm not going to like just insult you here for 10 minutes. But in the actual movie, she was like, screw you, you are not looking good.
Sold out.
I thought that was weird. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 6. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I was going to guess, if I would have predicted it, I probably would have predicted a 4. Right? Because I'm not really into like princess movies for kids.
That surprises me. But yeah, surprisingly high score.
I do have to dock a point for Julie Andrews being in it.
So,
I mean, yeah, look, listen.
somebody So, this is straight from the Wikipedia. Salon film critic Stephanie Zacharek reviewed the film as so aggressively bland and inoffensive that it practically recedes from the screen, and then described Andrew's performance as so shellacked and precise that it makes you want to run out of the theater and roll around in the dirt. So, Ryan, it sounds like you share an opinion with this person.
It could have been 6-year-old Ryan who wrote that. I mean, like, they didn't like how like clean the movie was. I mean, it's a rated G princess Disney movie. I'm like, are they looking for something grittier?
Where the poor people are rich. Like that's what I don't understand. Like
what? Can you imagine? I'm seeing right above this. Roger Ebert had to review this movie. Like what? Like how did?
What did Roger Ebert say?
He dismissed the film was he with
Chicago Tribune at this point?
Of recycled ugly duckling stories with occasional pauses in this marsh of sitcom cliches and the bog of idiot plots. And that just makes me think, like, why does Roger Ebert have to review a G-rated movie from the Disney Channel?
Well, yeah, that was his whole appeal though back in the day with the Chicago Tribune. Robert and Siskel and Ebert, they were like. They did the whole 2 thumbs up. They invented that standard of rating movies.
Oh,
so
he's king of the slams.
They had to review like every popular movie.
And this was an unavoidable movie. I mean, it was such an iconic film, like at the time too. I mean, he gave it a 1.5 stars on RogerEbert.com. The only comment is the review is better than this lame movie from a guy named Joe. So,
Joe.
It's almost certainly that
Has
Joe.
To be.
So I don't know what Joe's take on Princess Diaries is. I'll have to ask him. But yeah, that was our Princess Diaries episode. Not as I think the consensus is like slightly better than expected.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair. But
for 3 guys in their 20s who've never seen the movie before.
Yeah, and that's actually like surprising too. Like that's a pretty big movie that we haven't seen. So there you have it, folks. Let us know what you think about Princess Diaries. But until then, Ryan, You've got the synopsis next week. We are transferring monarchical power to Ryan to make the call. You can pick whatever movie you'd like to do that you think we should cover.
Give me a sec off mic. Like, I don't know. I just remembered 5 seconds before you told me that it was my
PD2.
I'm very, very
Get
tempted.
Smart. Get smart. Get
smart.
I
hate that movie. I might do Bride Wars.
Okay, so like we've been discussing off mic. Ryan, do you have a decision?
I do have a decision, and I think you're both gonna be very happy.
Okay.
It's right up your alley.
Oh.
It's very similar to another movie that we've already seen.
Okay, that scares me a little bit. I hope it's nothing to do with Iran.
But in this case, Anne Hathaway is taking place of Matthew McConaughey.
Okay, let me think about what that means.
It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
She's a sleazebag.
Yeah.
Oh,
total
well, I don't know.
And
if she's playing Matthew McConaughey.
She talks 2 centimeters away from the person's face.
It's the same subject.
Yeah.
It's
same
the
subject.
Same actress that she's acting opposed.
Was she in a dragon movie?
No, she's in Bride Wars.
Oh shit! Kate Hudson, right?
Kate Hudson.
I haven't seen this movie.
Another Bride movie about like a rom-com about doing stuff with Kate Hudson, I guess.
Sick.
Okay,
we watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's right. Okay,
back when we were in our peak form. Mm-hmm. And this movie is going to be a stinker, you guys.
11%.
We're going on a roller. We're going ups and downs in the roller coaster.
Oh God!
Here.
I love it though.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I didn't know PD was our up. Was PD our up?
Yes.
It was.
Fuck. So okay.
And Anne Hathaway season, you gotta count Princess Diaries as an up.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to watch Princess Diaries 2 right now, like back to back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need to get in this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Anne Hathaway as an adult,
yes,
tackling like a rom-com style sort of format. So I want to see what she can bring to the table, and can she pull off better movie than How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? Can she out Matt?
Is she playing a Matthew McConaughey? Is she a swashbuckling
at the last minute?
Okay.
This is
yes.
This is true. the last minute when they were making this movie, it was not going to be called Bride Wars. It was just going to be called Wedding Wars. And it was actually Matthew McConaughey who was slated to play her role. And they hired her instead and rewrote the whole thing in one all-nighter.
Wait, what? Is that for serious? You aren't memeing right now?
I'm not being serious.
You're not being serious? That sounds like that could be legit, though. I feel like Hollywood does shit like that all the time. Bride Wars. I remember, like, when this came out, like 2009. This is mid-career Hathaway.
I remember War Bride.
Like, War of the
Brides.
I think
War Horse.
Both those are really similar. But like I think War Horse was one of those double movies, kind of like Armageddon and Deep Impact. Like War Horse and Bride Wars came at the same time, and then I think they recasted her after the horse dropped out to do War Horse. Yeah, and then they had to make it human, and it was all fucked up. Yeah, but like it was a horse wedding that was scheduled at the same time, and they were like, "Oh, you did it at the same time as the horse wedding? Maybe better movie? Who knows?" Join us next week.
Definitely better than Horse Wars or War Horse.
Horse Wars.
Horse Wars and War Bride. Oh my God! Can we be in an alternate universe? I want to be in this universe where or it's War Bride and Horse Wars.
Horse Wars is a story of 4 different horse factions, all battling.
It's the end of the earth. They're the 4 horses of the apocalypse.
But they're all just horses.
If you just combine both of those into one movie title, it's almost like John Carpenter of Mars.
Wait, so
John Carter.
John Carter.
John Carpenter of Mars would be so good.
Wow.
What he did make Mars Ghosts of Mars. Wait. War Bride.
Horse
Wars.
We're watching War Board Horse Wars.
Board.
Horse.
Boars.
Hors d'oeuvres. Well, join us next week with Bride Wars. Hit us up on the social medias if you want us to watch a specific Anne Hathaway movie. If you're like, hey, I want to watch fucking Princess Diaries 2, whatever. Hit us up and let us know, and maybe we'll watch it. Who knows? Now that there's like, I think our delay is like decreasing between episode and air date. Yeah. Review us.
Google. I don't know if you can review. I looked this up on Spotify. I couldn't find a review button.
You can't review on Spotify. Did they take that away?
Might have.
All right. Well, review us on Apple. No one uses fucking Spotify podcasts.
Yeah.
Maybe some people do.
Still gives us downloads, but review us on Apple, please.
Anything? You guys want to plug anything before we go?
Horse Wars, Bride Wars, Horse Bride Wars.
Horse got coned.
Horse got coned.
Horse got coned.
Horse got coned.
It's a unicorn. Stupid.